Featured on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CNN, Bravo TV, and in Allure, Self, and Glamour magazines. International best-selling author whose books include Reverse Your Diabetes, Change Your Life, It's Not You, It's Your Thyroid, and his newest book, Finding a Wandering Mind, Hope for the Alzheimer's Patients and Their Loved Ones, Dr. Stephen Wander.
Raise your hand if you have kids. Good, I have 4. My youngest is my only daughter. Whenever I go on a speaking tour, seminar like this on TV, the first thing she says when I get back home is, "Daddy." She tilts her head, bats her blue eyes, and says, "What'd you bring?" Well, this trip, I'm bringing a shout out from 100 of the most awesome people that were here this weekend. So on the count of 3, what I want you to do is say, "Sophia, you're awesome, and your dad is the best." 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Sophia, you're awesome, and your dad is the best.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Stephen Wander, not like Wander around the block, not like Stevie Wonder. I won't be busting out superstition or anything like that. Brother, Air Force veteran, Mr. Arizona, husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, born in Brooklyn 97 years ago. Aaron Wander, my grandfather. We call him Pop. Now, Pop didn't have any formal education, but he taught us life lessons. So maybe you know some of these, I'm not sure. Number 1, let's see if you can finish these off. Righty-tighty, lefty? Good. Number 2, measure twice, cut?
Once.
You guys all knew Pop? Number 3, if you're gonna be stupid, you better be, oh, you don't know Pop. Tough. And if it doesn't make common sense, it can't be true. Now, being from Brooklyn, some of these life lessons came with 3 and 4 and 6-letter words that you probably shouldn't say in public, but Pop didn't care. Matter of fact, the first time I spoke at Harvard Club, he said, I mean, I've never been up there, but I guess the standards are getting a little low. They'll let anybody in there now. And it was that life lesson that I saw my grandmother be in the pill for an ill model and die from diabetes and thyroid issues. No pills helped her, insulin, dialysis, amputation, until finally her very too soon death. Now, Pop's health is good. Remember, he's Mr. Arizona. He used to joke in his Brooklyn accent, who sounds a lot like George Ross, actually. He said, "Stevie, you eat like a Boyd, a vulture." And then he used to laugh at the joke. And he said this joke every single time we saw Pop. But 4 years ago, Pop wasn't Pop. No more jokes. You look into his blue eyes, and nothing looked back. They took him to doctor after doctor, test after test, and after each visit, the report was, he has Alzheimer's. Get his affairs in order, get him a power of attorney, and we need to talk to his caregiver. Unfortunately, at this point, there's no care that is successful. So then my family says, well, you're the doc, what do we do? So I'm not from Missouri, but you're gonna have to show me that there's no treatment that's available. So I did some research, and what I found out that there is a treatment for Alzheimer's and cognitive decline which will reverse it 92% of the time. 2,300 people and counting have been through this protocol since 2014. That 160 million of us are going to be diagnosed with Alzheimer's by the year 2050. That the last approved drug by the FDA was in 2003, and its results are minimal at best and harm certain patients. Now, let's put in perspective 2003. A lot of you guys had kids, maybe grandkids. Think of how old your kids and grandkids are now, and think back in 2003. For those of you who don't have them, Arnold was governor. Average cost of gallon of gas was $1.83, and iTunes just debuted. Some of you might have heard of a small school on the West Coast, Stanford. Their research says there's no proven FDA drug for Alzheimer's to delay onset or slow progression in the nerve degeneration in the brain. Pfizer, which I know you've heard of, stopped its entire Alzheimer's division, laid off over 300 people, some right here in Cambridge, because they said, we can't find a drug that works and we need to put our resources elsewhere. Why would they say that? Because each trial's $50 million for a treatment that doesn't work. That all the care is for the caregiver and not the patient. that there actually are objective tests now where you can measure degeneration in the brain up to 40 years before seeing it in a person. Wouldn't you like to know that? That on one of the types of Alzheimer's, there is a genetic component. But no one in the past did it. Why? Why would you take the time to do a test to see in the future you're going to get this disease and know there's no treatment for it? What kind of life is that? Hashtag in the past. That it's the third leading cause of death in the United States, up from the sixth, and since 2003, 55% of deaths have increased. That in the last 5 years of life, on the low end of an Alzheimer's patient, $287,000. I'll do the math for you. That's $5,000 a month. That to treat this disease, it's filling up the holes in a roof, 36 of them. And you must find them all and fix them all. And there's no one size fits all. It's not a silver bullet, it's a buckshot approach. Now, we know, we all met George Ross yesterday. Cognitive decline is not from age. It doesn't happen because of age. He was sharp as a tack. You must find all the holes and fix them. That the results when you do this protocol are nothing short of miraculous. People being forced into retirement are going back to work. They're starting to remember their kids' names, their kids' faces, their grandkids' faces and names. That these patients can be treated through telemedicine. We do everything else online and with technology. Why not this? There's not a need for any type of operating room or anything like that. My only regret is that my pop is too far gone, and I'm not able to help him. And I wasn't able to help my grandmother years ago because I was too young. So I've dedicated my entire professional life to make sure that you and your parents and your grandparents don't suffer from this disease.